Hey y'all. Okay, so funny. Hey y'all. I'm from Texas and I'm making this video for anyone who wants to learn how to use an Instapot for sautéing vegetables or cooking vegetables. I'm laughing about saying hey y'all because like I said, I'm from Texas, but our Aunt Pixie came and visited us and she was like, "Well, you don't have a Texas accent at all." And I said, "Well, yeah, because I've lived in Florida and Alaska and Hawaii, and now we're back in Florida, and people used to make fun of me for my Texan accent." So she told me that I should basically dig it up and use it. So I'm like, okay, can I? Can I even find that again? I don't know. So I'm going to try. But anyways, so what I'm making this morning is I'm just going to put some cabbage that's from our garden, which I'm stoked about, some onions and carrots in the Instapot. I'm going to show you how easy it is to cook this and how fast. And I know you guys are probably thinking, why is she eating salad for breakfast? But this is actually something that I learned a long time ago, right after I got diagnosed with cancer. I had a wonderful woman come into my life and teach me how to eat vegan and vegetarian, and she just taught me so much about how the body works and what really nourishes us. And one of the things she taught me was to eat plates of vegetables and these huge salads. And one of my favorite things coming out of that time was to have beets with carrots and onions. I don't have any beets right now, but like I said, we're growing cabbage in the backyard. And so anytime I start to feel like my health's a little shaky, not that I'm sick or anything like that, but I just feel like ungrounded, overly tired, low energy, I always like to come back to eating vegetables, because I think that God gave us vegetables to nourish our bodies. And if you think about it, if you go back in time 100 years ago and you think about how people ate back then, I always tell people, I'm like, all these new processed foods and all this stuff, like I don't think that's what was intended for us. And so I feel best when I'm eating closer, to more natural things that are more close to what nature has truly provided for us. And so I always actually say to people, one of the ways that I'm able to make better choices, when you're presented with a whole buffet of options at a party, at a restaurant, even at home, even in the pantry, the question I like to ask myself is, if I was a farmer, if I tell myself, I'm a farmer, I live on a farm, I eat what I grow. And I just keep saying that to myself over and over. And it sounds kind of kooky, but it really changes the way that I see things. And so if I'm standing there looking at, all these different options, and there's vegetables and fruits there, those things kind of pop out at me, and I'm like, yes, that's what I want. And the reason I do that is because I always feel so much better after I after I eat it, and I feel great for the whole day, or for the whole week. I can just see so much more energy. So feel free to adopt my silly little kooky saying, I'm a farmer, I live on a farm, I grow my own food, I eat what I grow. Now I'm going to show you guys what I do. And hey, farmers eat bacon, right? So I think it's cool to have a little bit of bacon grease. And I know everybody's on a different diet, and everybody has different beliefs about like what you should eat and what diet to follow. And some people are probably grossed out right now because I'm using bacon grease, but everybody has to figure out what's going to be best for them. You have to go with your gut instincts or your intuition and what your body agrees with or doesn't agree with. And if I'm eating mostly vegetables, then there's definitely some room in my diet for some fats, even if they're not super healthy fats. So I just like to say, don't get too caught up on specific diets or specific ways of doing things. You really have to pay attention to your body. You have to think about what you really enjoy, what you love, what makes your body feel good, what helps you think clearer, what helps your stomach feel better. Those kind of questions are what's really going to be important. So anyways, I put the bacon grease, just a tiny little bit down into the bottom. I'm gonna hit the saute button. So that's gonna start getting hot. And I'm gonna just stir this around a little bit. And then I'm going to start adding my veggies. And if it looks like it's not quite enough bacon grease, I might add a little bit more. But I don't want, you know, I don't want a ton. I just want that flavor. I just want bacon flavor on my food. I always enjoy the colors of all this food too. I know that's like a silly thing, but being an artist, you know, and loving to work with color and stuff, I always enjoy making super colorful meals and plates of food. And I always tell David, I don't know if you guys have heard me say this before or not, but I always tell him, you know, I'm happy if I'm playing with my food, because I'll be like making little masterpieces with the food and stuff. So anyways, I'm just gonna stir this around. I'm gonna let it saute for about 5 minutes, and then I'll come back on and show you guys how to program it, okay? All right, so now we're all popping and sizzling and everything is covered in bacon grease. So delicious. So we're ready to change this to the manual setting. I'm just gonna do manual, which is actually the pressure cooker, and I'm only gonna cook it for like 3 minutes because it's gonna cook so fast, okay? So you put the top on, close it up, close the vent. I couldn't remember what that was called yesterday. Hit manual, oh wait, first cancel, and then hit manual, and then go down a minute. And then that's it, it's already doing its thing, okay? So in 3 minutes, it's gonna shut off, and it's gonna go to like a warming cycle. And I'm gonna wait maybe like 5 minutes, and then I'll open it up and everything, and I'll show it to you guys. All right, so I'm back. I went for a walk, so it got to cool down a little bit longer than what I had planned, but that's okay. And the steam, I think, is out. So now we're just gonna open it up. And look, it's yummy, it's all cooked and delicious. Yay, 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 yay. All right, so I'm gonna put that in a bowl and add some salt and pepper and eat it. Sometimes I like to add a little bit of shredded cheese too, so if you need more protein or you just want that cheesy flavor, you can totally do that as well. Oh, I'm all fogging up. All right, well that's it. I hope you guys learned something new. Instapots are great.